guys, something different from the Napoleonics today. We're going to play a small samurai game using the pike and shot rules and a samurai version of those rules, or a set of lists that were available online. So we've got those, and we've got our samurai army out today. So I'm going to be playing one of the clans. I've got 2 units of Ashigaru here with long pikes, and a unit of Ashigaru with teppo or muskets. Then I've got a unit of foot samurai infantry, and they are supporting the commander and his bodyguard here. And here's the commander himself. Well, they need to be the other way around. Okay, so there's my commander, and there's my commander's samurai bodyguard. And then I have a unit of warrior monks to round out my force. So 6 units on my side, and I'm going to be fighting against 2 clans. I think these are going to be fought by Daniel and Charlie. So we have this clan with the yellow back banners. They've got, again, 2 units of Ashigaru with pikes, a unit of, they're going to be mounted bodyguard, so we need to put our samurai commander near them. And then our unit of Ashigaru with bows, and a second smaller clan over here, another unit of Ashigaru with pikes, a unit of Ashigaru with bows, and a unit of samurai in the rear with spears. Both of those have got clan commanders as well, and we have 1 clan commander down here for my forces. Alright, we'll be back and let's see how this game goes. Alright, so we finished deployment, and Dan's got the right wing. He's deployed his heavy units in the centre, with 2 units of samurai there, supported by 2 units of Ashigaru with his bows on the flank. Charlie has deployed his samurai in the centre, so we've got a strong centre from Charlie and Toby. He's deployed his archers on the hill, and he's got a flanking force, I think, of Ashigaru over on this right flank. In response to that, we have some warrior monks deployed by myself on my far right. I have a strong right-hand centre with my 2 units of samurai, and then a blocking force of my Ashigaru supported by their musket-armed Ashigaru on the far left flank. Alright, Dan and Charlie are going first. Let's see how we do with orders. So your Commander-in-Chief's got a leadership of 9, your other generals have a leadership of 7. So over to you to give your orders. You can either do a joint order for a combined force, or you can order your units individually. Charlie, do you want to go first?
So, can I get an order for these archers? If they go in the house, can they still fire out of it?
Yeah, we'll allow you to do that.
Full effects, or?
Well, you can just have them occupy the hillock. So we'll do that.
They're going to occupy the hillock.
Okay, so that's 2 dice, and you need to roll 7 or less. Yeah, okay, so you rolled a 5, so that is 2 less than 7. So you can do, I think, just 1 move forward. Okay, so at the end of the turn 1, Dan's clan has moved forward. Charlie's clan managed to get his musketeers into that rocky outcrop. In response, I've moved my clan forward, and I'm pushing forward on the left, and made a small advance with the monks on the far right hand side. Shooting, everything's out of range, so we'll see what happens as we get stuck into action and turn 2. Okay, so Dan's bowmen down here have opened fire, caused a couple of casualties on my Ashigaru here, which I didn't save. Charlie's archers up on the hill, far down at the samurai bodyguard, but because of their tough armour, did not cause any casualty on them. Alright, now it's my turn. We'll roll for some orders. We are going to try and charge. We're going to charge my samurai into the yellow samurai opposite, and we're going to charge my samurai cavalry into Charlie's cavalry as well. So if it's less than 12 inches, I can charge on initiative. I think the right hand one is more, so we'll need to give an order using my Daimo. We roll a 6, which is 2 below, so that's a double move. So with my cavalry, they will charge in. Okay, so both of those charges were in range, so those 2 charges go in. We'll be back with combat resolution in a second after the rest of our movement. All right, terrible result for me. Great result for Charlie. My Samurai Cavalry charged in. I had 9 dice hitting on 3s. Charlie had 6 dice hitting on 4s. We both managed 4 hits. Charlie made 4 saves because armor save is 3+, but 2+ before they're shaken for the first time. Actually, you're not bodyguard, are you, Charlie? They're the bodyguard. So I don't think you get that. So you've actually got 2 casualties as well, and I've got 2 casualties. So that is a draw.
Okay.
We'll just check. All right, at this point of the game, the dice are definitely with Dan and Charlie. Dan needed 4 pluses to hit. He's got 6 hits. I needed 3 pluses, but only got 4 of them. All right, now let's do our saving throws. Our saves for Foot Samurai are on 4 pluses, so we need a 4 or more. I take one casualty. Oh no, I've taken 6, haven't I?
Yeah.
And you've only taken 4. I've taken 2 casualties. You take none. Dan, you win by 2. We've both got a support, so that cancels it out. So we'll mark those casualties up, and I'll have to do a break test. So not only have I lost by 2 because of the casualties, because we are swordsmen, we both cause D3 extra to the combat result at the end of combat. I rolled a 1, Dan rolled a 6, so Dan gets a net +2, so I have lost the combat by 4. So let's do our break test, see what happens to my samurai. Well, that's pretty good. I roll a 12, so it's about as good as I can get. I needed a bit of good luck. So that goes down to an 8. So I stay in combat, but I have taken 2 casualties. All right, that's it for my turn and the end of hand-to-hand combat. Over to the boys. Let's see you get on with turn 3. Dan's just fired his bowman at my musketeers. And I need 5 passes, so that's 2 more casualties. So I am now on 4 casualties. What did you get, though? Because you were disordered, weren't you?
5 and a 4.
Okay, so the 4 doesn't hit, so that's only 3 casualties, because you need a 5 if you're disordered. Now you're reordered, but I'm on 3 casualties.
You reorder at the start of the turn. So
You reorder at the end of your turn, and I've got a stamina of 4, so 1 more till that unit is broken. All right, that's it for shooting. We've got the continuation of the hand-to-hand combat down here as the samurai fight it out with one another. All right, rolling the next turn of combat as the samurai slug it out in the centre. I'm now hitting on 4s as Dan won the combat last time. I've got 3 hits. 3 hits, okay, so we've both got 3 saves. Oh, it's close, it's close.
I'm going to reroll one of my hits.
Oh yes, I'm going to re-roll one of my hits as well. That's another
I've got
hit.
another hit.
Okay, so we've both got another hit. So
you're saving on 3.
what was I? What were they? Were they my saving throws?
Yeah, they were. You've missed 1 so far.
Okay, so I've got another save to make. Okay, so I take 1 more casualty. Whoa.
Oh, okay. Well,
And Dan, how many casualties did I do to you?
I'm not sure.
you take
It was the
4,
same,
you're
wasn't
the
it?
exact same. So roll.
Also,
All of them.
All saved. Okay, so I lose the combat by 1. Now let's roll because we're Master Swordsman. What it does to our combat result. Okay, so I get a +3 this time, so it's spun round. And Dan gets a +1. So actually on this, +3 -1. So I have won by 1. So Dan, you have to do a leadership test at -1. So roll 2 dice. You want as high as possible. A 7 -1 is a 6. I think you might be pushed back a little bit. All right, rolling for the samurais in combat again on my turn, on turn 3 rather. Okay, so it's 4s to hit for Dan, 3s to hit for me. I've got 5 hits. You've only got 2, Dan. So I've got to do 2 saves. Yep. That's 3. Yeah, you've got 6. So you've got 6 saves to make, and I've got 3 saves to make, haven't I? Saving on 3+. I take 1 casualty.
take
You take 2, so move your casualty markers up to 2, and I move my casualty marker up to 4.
Aren't you broken now?
So we will check what the breakpoint is for Samurai. All right, so Dan did lose the combat, so break test at -1, Dan. A 5 goes down to a 4. You might want to take your free automatic reroll for being a Samurai, because on a 4 your unit breaks and is destroyed, so you want a nice high roll. 5 goes down to a 4. I have broken them. That unit of Samurai is gone. Alright, so Charlie did quite well. He managed to drive off the charging Samurai bodyguard, so he stayed in place, although he did take a couple of casualties, and the bodyguard fell back. Alright, now orders in turn 4. You're trying on your Ashigaru. 6, yep, they can move forward up to 6 inches. Finally got some action here going on this flank. Okay, are you moving your bowman?
No, they just stay in place.
Okay, your samurai.
Try and charge the flank of them.
I'll have to check whether you can charge into the flank. The risk is you'll get hit in the flank by my cavalry,
If I win,
but you might break me first. Yeah. All right, so Charlie used an order from his commander-in-chief and got a double move and used that to pivot and then charge into the flank of my samurai unit that had made the breakthrough. So Charlie's charging with his samurai. Any other moves, Charlie? So you've got your archers left, or you could take casualties off if you have any casualties, but I don't think you do. How many casualties they got?
2.
No, because they're already doing something else this turn, like charging. All right, Dan, your orders then. What orders do you want to give?
My general charge your general.
Can your your samurai cavalry? Yeah, because you can move forward in your table quarter.
Yeah.
So you will need a good charge roll though, because your movements are only 9, so you'll need an 18. So you'll need to roll a 6 or less.
6 or less.
Yeah. Otherwise you'll end up just sort of sitting in the middle here, which will be fine. Nothing else will happen to you. You might get charged by me next turn. But you sort of do want to use your best cavalry because they are stuck a bit there in the middle. Yay! You make it. They go into combat. We'll move them into action. All right, a lot of activity by Dan this turn. So Charlie's charged into the flank of my previously victorious samurai unit. Dan managed to get an order off and has charged with his bodyguard into my bodyguard. Down here, our Ashigaru are now in combat, and Dan's moved his archers up to plug the gap and try and prevent a flank attack. Alright, so next thing is shooting. Dan, any shooting from your archers?
Yeah, they're going to try and shoot those ones.
Okay, so that'll be 4 or more. Let's just check if there's a modifier for close range. Indeed there is, so Dan is hitting on 3s. He rolls a double 1. Tremendous result. Good old Dan firing. Charlie, your archers on the hill, do you want to see if they're in range? I think they've got an 18-inch range. I don't think they're going to be in range. 16, or they might just be in range.
Yeah, they're in.
From the middle of the unit. They're firing down at these monks down here. Yeah, I'll let you have that. Alright, so 2 dice going against the monks.
2 hits.
2 hits and saves. I think they might be 4+. They're definitely not 3+, so that's 2 casualties on the monks. Alright, so Dan and I both get 6 dice. Unfortunately for Dan, or fortunately for Dan, he hits on 3+ because he charged me. I normally would hit on 4s, but I'm shaken, which is 5s. I've been hit in the flank, which is 6s. So I need 6s. I don't roll any.
I get all of mine.
Charlie gets all of his, so that's 6 saves on me. 6 saves, and I take 3 casualties at least. Alright, so got a test at -3 here. So an 8 goes down to a 7, 6, 5. I'll be fleeing from that combat. Alright, fighting the next combat. Both hitting on 3s because I countercharged. I've got 7 hits.
I've got 7 hits.
Okay, and so that's 7 saves for both of us. We're both bodyguard, so just not 1s. I've saved all of mine.
one.
You've saved one of lose one of yours, so you take one casualty.
Do we need to do a reroll for like having the
Oh,
samurai?
yeah, we can re-roll one miss. We both had a miss. I miss my re-roll.
I hit
You
it.
hit your re-roll. And I fail it. So it's a draw. And we both fall back from combat. All right, and then finally fighting with the Ashigaru. I need 4s, Dan needs 3s. I cause 3 hits, Dan causes 4. We've both got 5+ saves.
Well done.
I saved 2.
We said no.
I didn't cause 4 casualties on you, though. I only caused 3.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Oh, you're 3. Okay. So you lose by 1. So 1 casualty to go on to you and a break test. It's not a break test at -1, actually. It's a draw. Because, no, I have won the combat. You've just got to do a break test. Not anything. On a 7, you're fine. They'll keep on fighting. Okay, so we did get a successful order on my turn off to my monks. So they're now closing on this unit of Ashigaru. In the centre, everything is still in combat. The elite bodyguard cavalry have charged one another again. Both units of Ashigaru are now in, and the combat at the back will carry on. Dan, you'll get defensive fire, so this will be 2 shots at 3s to see if you can disorder me, ideally. No, you don't disorder me, but you do 2 casualties, both of which I fail, so I take 2 casualties into the combat. Alright, so starting with the second round of combat here at the rear, I need 6s for casualties. I do 1.
I'll get my reroll.
No, because, oh yeah, you are samurai, aren't you?
But it won't do
And I get a reroll 2. Doesn't do anything.
So I caused 5.
Okay, and I caused 1. Saves of 4+. I take 3 casualties.
And now we also need to do master
No, you've got to take your casualty. I told, of course, the casualty. I got a 6. Oh, you saved it. Okay, so I took 3. You can do the master swordsman. So let's see how many we had.
3.
I had 2, so that's an extra 1. So I lose by 4. So break test at -4. I'm destroyed. You have triumphed. Those samurai are dead. Right, another big combat in the centre. Both of us needing 3s. Pretty good roll by me. And re-roll 1 miss for being tough fighters. Only 5.
Yeah.
Wow. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for you. But we're saving on 2 pluses. I take a casualty. I am now broken. That is my 4th casualty.
2 pluses.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes.
Ah, he wins by 1 and I'm broken. I don't have any excess casualties, but I do have to take a break test. I get a 7, so I do stand, but that unit is broken. Or is shaken rather. All right, fighting with my right hand Ashigaru unit. I cause 4 casualties. 4, okay, so saves of 5+ for both of us. I save 1.
I save 1.
Okay, so we both take 3 casualties.
And
You are now broken though, so you do have to take a break test.
well done.
No negatives to it.
Come on. That's
8, he stays. That combat carries on. All right, now let's fight against your bowman. All right, yet again, fighting continues along the front. Can anyone break through? Charlie's now charged in with his Ashigaru on the right flank against the warrior monks. We'll be back with the combat result. With some great dice rolling over here, Charlie has won this combat. I am now broken and at -1. So let's see what I do. I roll an 8. That goes down to a 7 with the -1 modifier. On a 7, we hold its ground and keep on fighting. All right, but I am broken and will be hitting on 5s now. Okay, so the Ashigaru in the centre did quite well. They wiped out the shaken unit that was facing them from the Yellow Clan, and they did push back the archers, but both of these units did sustain casualties and are themselves now shaken. The Samurai cavalry are shaken, and the warrior monks are now shaken. So over 50% of my army is now shaken. In fact, all but one unit is now shaken. So I think at this point, I've actually lost the battle. How many shaken units have you got on your side, guys? I don't think you've got any, have you, yet? No, so congratulations. The white samurai army retires from the field. I think we take this opportunity of pushing back and creating a temporary break in the combat to allow our infantry to disengage and withdraw from the field. All right, so guys, what did you think of using the samurai, and what did you think of the pike and shot rules? I know you find black powder a bit frustrating. I heard the word bonkers quoted again on one or two of the results, and I'm not sure I got them quite right, but I think we got them broadly right. Firstly, Dan, what did Dan? That's not Dan, that's Charlie. Charlie, what did you think?
I still don't like the rules. I don't know.
Yeah. What did you like? What did you think about the game?
It's nice that games. I like the figures, like the setting. Like
Yeah. All right, we'll have to root around for some different rules perhaps next time. Any thoughts from you, Dan?
I like the figures and the map.
But not a great fan of pike and shot as the rules. All right, cool. All right, well, I thoroughly enjoyed the game, and I got trounced again by the boys, which is fairly new, fairly normal. But got the samurai out on the table, and I do think this is, this table works well with the samurai scenery. All right. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the game, everyone who's watching, and leave us some comments, and see you again next time. Cheers.